Okay, so we've been talking a lot about smart contracts and looking at different things, but I think it's a good time to talk about what these things really can, why do we care? So that's going to be the topic of tonight, and the way I'm going to address it is by showing you the simple examples that were included with the remix tool, give you an idea of various things and how they can benefit us and why this is an important technology, something especially as a developer you wanna start learning. So when you look at Remix, it comes with one, two, three, four separate um, Solidity contracts, smart contracts. The first one is very simple. It's storage. So you can store it and you can retrieve whatever it is. I guess it's a number. That could be a bank account balance. That can be anything. The next one is owner. Now, you securely can set the owner, change the owner. So, what can something like, obviously, a more sophisticated version of this, how can that benefit someone? Well, how can the first one? Let's look at storage, all you're doing. But remember, it's distributed, right? So, if something going wrong on one place can't wipe it out. Let's say you have a balance of money and one issue with money potentially is that if you get on the wrong side of the wrong people, they can freeze your bank account. I was listening to Andrew Henderson, the Nomad Capitalist, and if you are, let's say, if you're liberty minded, he's very interesting. He's a very interesting gentleman who um, expatriated from the U.S., built a huge business and investments, and now makes a fortune helping other people do the same because they started reading his adventures and they started coming to him for help. Well, one thing he was talking about on one of these videos is that banks can freeze your assets. Well, if your bank balance is distributed around the world in a secure network, it's not controlled by any one source. The whole thing of distributed, and why one reason blockchain is advantageous is that it is distributed. It's not controlled. No, there's no central point for any authority to grab onto. Um, so that an owner has another advantage. I don't know if you've heard these ads on the radio about title lock. I don't know how valid, if it's a real problem or if it's just it has been a problem for a few people, but they use that possibility to convince people to buy their product. Quite frankly, I've never heard of anyone having that kind of problem, but you wouldn't want to have someone forge your home title and take it away from you. And that's the purpose of something like home title lock. Well, if you have something on a blockchain, again, obviously more sophisticated, you can protect the ownership of it because they can't hack into it and just take ownership because you have consensus and you have validation. Validation makes sure that every block is valid. Consensus means that the chain itself agrees about what's the correct chain. The other one is something, especially in this country, that's people have been talking about for several years, especially this year, is secure elections. And something like this, again, a more sophisticated version, could get, secure that it's one person and they voted, and you can't fake it. You can't go in there and it limits the shenanigans. And there's always shenanigans. And this sort of having a validated and agreed upon chain that has the actual votes on there provides additional security. Now, I know, not everyone's convinced. I have heard they've had some great success with this in Estonia, with, fledgling democracy in Eastern Europe. So this is the kind of stuff that the blockchain can do, and that's why we're going to see this technology become more and more important. It's distributed. Has the security, and it is, this doesn't even get into privacy, but that's the other reason why people like it. It's an address, a big hex number that's the address. It doesn't have your name on it so easily. How that will be able to be maintained, obviously, authorities are not thrilled with that concept. There's obviously issues with money laundering and things of that nature. But again, people want privacy. People don't want everyone knowing their financial transactions. And again, you can have a secure. So this is a ballot, but maybe it can secure a contract between companies. So there's secure music. We are seeing with what they call it, the non-fungible NFTs, non-fungible tokens. That is a way to have validated art. Remember, in traditional art, obviously, there is only the original. It's, Picasso. If it's a verified Picasso painted it. Because there was one copy, one thing, and prints were something else. The thing with digital art is, you get that file, you can copy it all day long. So how do you know that this is, what Beeple or Jonathan Winbush or, one of these artists who are very well known, that they created it? Well, it's validated, and I believe Beeple's art. I think his last name is Winkleman. I forget his first name right now, but I believe he sold something on NFT, non-fungible token, of his art, and for quite a large amount. So this is why we care about this. We care about it, obviously, if you're liberty-minded, if you want to protect your assets, if you care that the elections in everything from your country to your school board are verified and minimize, if not eliminate, any shenanigans that can go on. And I think these little examples, while they're simple, and they're essentially examples thrown in on an IDE, are so important. So anyway, hopefully this has made some sense to you, and if you liked it, please give it a like. And if you want to hear more, then please subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications, and I will speak to you next time.